Good morning, guys. I hope you're all doing well today. Welcome to day 52 until I'm a YouTube millionaire. I moved you a little bit over to the left from your original spot because I didn't want you to have to listen to the clicking of the fan of my laptop. My laptop has a known issue that happens very often with these Aero laptops, in that the fan, after a certain period of time, ends up grinding up against one of the fans grinds up against some internals, probably some wiring or something. There's a way to fix it. Would be more expensive than it's worth, so I'm not going to stress about it. So I just, move you to the side instead. That's a tangent, though. But yeah, guys, happy Monday, happy January 20th, happy inauguration day. And I think it's very important to emphasize what exactly a person like myself wants to see for everybody, and why I would be an advocate of a Trump presidency, why I want him in office, why I'm happy that he's there. Because a lot of people would be wondering, people on the left, what have you, how could you possibly vote for this guy? How could you possibly want this guy in office? Words do not matter. Or they do, but not much. All right? Words give you the psychological layering that you need to figure out who you are. But what it comes down to when you go to brass tacks is actions and their consequences. All right? So, President Trump is an action-oriented individual who's had a tremendous level of success throughout his life. And some people are going to bring up the notion that, he had a $2 million loan or whatever when he was a young man, so of course he's going to... You don't turn $2 million into $2 billion unless you know what you're doing. It's as simple as that. All right? I think he had an $8 million loan, but you get my point. Same type of thing. So what I want to see, what my end goal is, and sure, a lot of you could see me as misguided. I don't think I am, but just as I've seen, I mentioned in my last video, a person like, or some of the people in the YouTube headquarters and whatnot, behind the scenes, shadow banning and throttling and putting their fingers on the scale, being misguided because they let quote unquote President Trump win the 2016 election. So too, you could see me as misguided and not necessarily as having a negative heart or wanting the worst for people. So look at the consequences. Remember, form does not matter nearly as much as function. Who cares if you get mean tweets or mean truth or X posts? Who cares? As long as we're not going to war. All right? So, just in case any of you are confused on that, you look at the consequences. I want us to get to Mars. I want us to become a multiplanetary species. I want us to stop staring at our feet. Stop focusing on nonsense. Stop focusing on Hollywood gossip. There's a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt, actually. Small minds talk about people. Average minds talk about events. I'm paraphrasing it. And great minds talk about ideas. This is very true. It really is. Events matter. Individuals really don't, aside from you mattering, right? What I mean by that is, you're never going to meet anybody in Hollywood. What effect are they going to have on your life? You could look at them as having aspects of their lives that are aspirational. But as you can see, so many of them are false idols, having done really bad things in their lives. But if you can glean out, if you can take the little kernels of their lives that you would like to see in your own life, most of the time it's their wealth that people want when it comes to Hollywood celebrities, then you can actually get some worth out of it. All right. I know where I stand, and I cannot easily get you guys to the same conclusions that I have gotten to without you being able to read my mind and my life experiences. Okay? So I can say, reasonably, that a left-leaning individual who would vote for certain things that I consider silly are doing it because they have been socially suggested and aren't really doing it based upon what is best for themselves as well as humanity writ large. Before 2020, or pardon me, before January 20th, we were on the verge of World War. And I'm not saying that can't still happen. Pray to God that it doesn't. But one candidate saw no new wars while he was in office back in 2016 to 2020. Another candidate immediately got us into Ukraine. Saw Israel's October 7th happen. Basically, the world was crumbling. I want peace. I want freedom. And I don't just say those as words, as social signaling. I really do want them. I want us to grow, to become better, to get farther. In that you all matter. That's why I want that. And we have to live in this reality. Words matter, but they're not as important as actions. Actions, where the rubber meets the road, are the pathway to the consequences that you actually want. Okay? Not the words. The words are just the very tippy-top icing on the cake. Don't misprioritize. Who cares if you get mean X posts, truth posts, or tweets? I don't care. I do not care. I just don't want to see people dying. I don't want to see Ukraine happen over again. I don't want to see World War III. I don't want to see October 7th again. I don't want to see the Middle East be turned into a glass crater. If we can avoid it and get ourselves to be more peaceful, which requires a strong adult in the room, not a fop, which is a weak, ineffectual person. If we want those things, if we want that future, we need to actually take the appropriate action to get to it. Not just whisper sweet nothings into each other's ears. President Trump means it. He proved it with his actions. So, yes, I'm very much a President Trump supporter. Have been almost since day one, because I never really cared about how brutish or clumsy somebody could be with their words, as long as their actions actually proved out what they meant, what they were trying to do. And you got to also keep in mind that the reason we've been so piqued by words that should not cause us any trouble is because we've been turned into special snowflakes by a corrupt media and a social zeitgeist that has been messing with us for generations. This is a generational shift. It is not done here. We are not done. It's going to take many, many, many more years, but we finally are starting to turn the tides a little bit. Think of things that'll make you stronger as a person. That'll prove that you matter. That's what I want. I want you strong. I want the best future for you. The definition of love, as is spoken of in the Catholic Church, and one that I believe is completely 100% correct, is to will the good of the other. My will is to see the best for all of you. Truly. Get past the words. Look at the actions and their consequences. So anyways, love y'all. Peace.